everyone. It is me, Sarah Uranus here, and today we're going to talk about was Salem. Or today we're going to talk about, you know, uh, are we the black sheep? All right. First off, today we're going to talk about are we the black sheep of the Sailor Moon followership? Now that's hard to say. It is truly hard to say if anyone out there is truly a black sheep in a whatever followership they belong to. A black sheep refers to someone who doesn't behave or doesn't do or doesn't think the way other folks think. It can be a bad thing or it can be a good thing depending on on whoever it is. Now, yeah, when we first came on YouTube back in 2008 YL, and we had many YouTube fairways since then, we didn't do everything the way that every other Sailor Moon follower was doing it. Yes, it was, if you were a Sailor Moon doll gatherer, most of them were YouTube mates, and a lot of them could afford to buy every single Sailor Moon doll from Amazon or Strong Woman or eBay there was. But they wouldn't really give their dolls any love, and they wouldn't do nothing except show them off and talk about them, and that was it. And they knew a lot about the show. And then even back then, there were the Costa players or the clove players, folks that would sometimes make their own clothing and then go and show play as the South. But those seemed to be the only two big things at the time. There wasn't really anyone else doing it with the dolls. There wasn't. It was only me for a long time. I mean, Sailor Moon Jacob did show up like around back in 2021 YL and 2022 YL, but he so has since left YouTube. And yes, there were some other folks who would do it, but it was always be with the squeeze dolls. But in the early days, it was only us. And we got a lot of hate for it, and a lot of love for it. But does the Sailor Moon followership see folks do doll shows, or whatever you want to call them, as something that's beneath them? Well, first off, I wouldn't want to say it's beneath them, and I wouldn't want to say that, and I truly wouldn't want to say that, they might not have the boldness to do it. They might not think that they could do it. Now, am I the black sheep? Yes. But not in a bad thought of being a black sheep. Yes, I'm a black sheep because unlike everyone else, I chose to do it with the dolls. I didn't show play like some other folks did, which there's a lot of on for them. And I didn't have every single Sailor Moon doll ever made by Irwin and Bandai and everyone made by East Glee. And yes, may have been a latecomer to the whole Sailor Moon show, but I didn't make any less of it. And I don't think I was a black sheep. The only way that I may have been seen as a black sheep to some was that I loved the Deacon Cloverway Sailor Moon over the Toei one, which that was the first one ever came out, and everybody offshooted from that. And that was before the Viz one. And that's where some of the Sailor Moon followership kind of frowned down upon. Not everyone, but there were some that did. At the end of the day, being a follower in the Sailor Moon followership comes with its ups and downs. Everyone tends to keep to themselves unless they know you. And I do have some friends on YouTube. I guess you'd call them friends. That might not be the right word for them. Near friends, no, far friends might be the more word for it. And then back in the day, I did have folks like Michael Loggy86 when he was on YouTube. And I did have Omen Boy, which is still on YouTube to this day. And I did have CK Smith 08 and his mini YouTube fairways back when he was watching my film until he got so busy and stuff he couldn't do that anymore. I don't hold it against him. Um, and then we had Nick2121. That was his handle. The Asteroid Outlaw was the 2-4 handle before he left YouTube. And I did have Megan Pussmacher and her many YouTube fairways over the years. I'm gonna clean my eyewear off. So yeah, I did happen to make some folks who happened to be followers of Sailor Moon, and they did happen to like what we were doing. And then there were some who out there did not like what we did and thought that we were besmirching and shaming the show. And these folks know who they are. Sailor Moon fan dubber, Sailor Moon follower speaker, or lover speaker. You know who you were. I forgive you for everything you said and did, but you didn't have to go as far as you did. So, this goes way back to when Ernest P. Worrell, Sailor Earth, was offshooted into Sailor Moon. I know, no big deal. There are many Sailor Earths out there. But Ernest P. Worrell seemed to be the Sailor Earth that every other Sailor Earth hoped to be. But the Sailor Moon fan dubber, or Sailor Moon lover speaker, this was seen as a slight against Naiko Takiguchi, who Takenchi, I guess is how you say her kin name. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think it was a slight on her or anyone at Toei or anyone that had a deal to work with the show or whatever. But that's what she thought, and I think at the end of the day that was not needed. You know, yes, forgivenesses were made at the end. You know, and it is what it is. But that was just one fellow in the Sailor Moon followership who was in so deep that they thought that Ernest P. Worrell being Sailor Earth was a slight against the half owner of Sailor Moon and the writer of Sailor Moon, or the drawer of Sailor Moon, Naiko Takiguchi. Which I think that was kind of sad. Beyond that, it has been good being in a Sailor Moon followership. I have met some other friends, I guess you call them. Yes, Sailor Moon herself. Yeah, there's another fellow on YouTube that does Sailor Moon, but they also do other film games, you know. Other film games besides Sailor Moon. So if you're into gaming and Sailor Moon's going to work for you. Brandon Smith was his name. And I just want to say, look, I'm sorry if I said that. Forgive me. And there are many others out there. But yeah, so doing this, you get love and you get hate for it. Does it make me the black sheep? Yeah, because my take on Sailor Moon might not be the take that Naiko Takiguchi had, or the take that Toei had, or the take that Deke or Viz or Cloverware Pioneer had, or Renaissance Atlantic had, or the take of the many or sundry Sailor Moon followers have. But so it is what it is. Am I the black sheep? Yes. Is it a bad thing? No. Anyway, if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the last film we made yesterday over here when Sailor Pluto talked about Santa Claus being an OVW for the last time. I, Sarah Uranus Amara, and I hope you like this film. Bye.